Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Nedling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Nedling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you to become that confident leader and take your business and your life to the next level. Today, I am finally getting on my show. I've been trying this for several times, Roman Fischer. And let me tell you just about Roman. So he has helped over 50 people transform their physical and mental health. His ultimate goal is to help transform other people's lives from their mind to their bodies, no matter what their fitness goals. Whether you want to gain muscle and strength, burn fat, do a body recomposition, or simply just gain more flexibility and mobility, Roman wants to help you become a better you. So we're going to talk about how to improve the quality of your sleep, which I know is very important to getting to that better you. So please join me in welcoming Roman Fischer. Roman, I'm so happy to have you with me. You know, and as I was putting together your bio, it reminded me of one of my aha moments I had in my late 50s, and I was going to be a grandmother in a year, and I thought, you know, I don't want to be that grandma that just sits in the rocking chair and smiles at her grandkids and has them sit on her lap because it's cushiony, because there's so much extra padding. And I wanted to be able to run it with them, and I was going to have a grandson, and I knew that meant chasing them and climbing swings and swing sets and things like that. And so I started on that goal to get it to be a better you. And through the anti-aging business and everything that I have, but also part of the things that they talked about was, you know, you have to get better sleep. For women, especially after menopause, it's kind of tough for them. And so I am anxious for you to share your wisdom, not only on better sleep, but that entire package, how to get to be a better you by taking heed and having self-care. So we're going to start with two simple questions. We're going to first start with, tell everybody where you live, where you call home.
Yes, so right now I actually live in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I've lived here for quite some time. I have lived in other states before, but that's currently where I'm residing at the moment.
Perfect. And then the other question is, I kind of told everybody what you do, but I'd like for you to share your journey that said, okay, the young Roman said, you know what, I was going this way, but this is what I need to do. Something in your life really just gave you that twinge that says, I have to help other people. So share your story a little bit.
Right. Yeah, growing up, I was not really into fitness. I didn't really care too much about working out. Honestly, the most I did in regards to any physical activities whatsoever was playing soccer, growing up through school. Beyond that, though, I would usually just go to school, come home, eat whatever I saw, ate whatever I saw, drink whatever I saw, and then literally just play video games and lounge around the couch. Like, that was literally how I was growing up. And a lot of kids, of course, are guilty of that. But that's something I did a lot growing up throughout school. And with that, again, I didn't really pay much mind to what I would eat or drink. I would literally just not care. I would literally have anything in sight. So that was not obviously a healthy thing or a healthy process and a healthy way to live my life. And so it made it hard to, be where I'm like at today. Like I was not where I'm at today at all by any means. So there were things though that did inspire me and that did encourage me to jump into the realm of where I'm at now and actually put me on the journey of where I've been ever since. So one of which, because I was very skinny growing up, I was very skinny. I didn't have any muscle really or any strength. And people would always think of me as, someone that was pretty weak, someone that was not, fit, someone that wasn't really strong. And so seeing my brother actually, because he got inspired to weightlift through Rocky, the movie's Rocky.
Yeah.
And it was really cool seeing him pick up the weights and make that change for himself. And seeing him just feel better, have just automatically more energy.
Confidence.
That really, and the confidence already
Mm.
just inspired me a lot. And then seeing those changes, because obviously the physical changes will take more time. The energy, the confidence can happen a little sooner, but the physical changes when you work out, especially in regards to gaining muscle, it literally will take a lot of time. But seeing him make those, changes over the course of a few months, that really inspired me then to want to pick up the weights myself. Because he was also like me, very skinny in school, and he wasn't, known for being a jock or being a football player or anyone like that
Yeah.
that had a lot of muscle or strength. And so seeing him pick up the weights and weight lift and make those changes, like it really inspired me to do the same
Yeah.
thing then over the course of a few months. I'm like, man, if my younger brother can do this, I got to do it too. I can't let him outlift me here. So I gotta start weightlifting myself, and I gotta start making changes for myself and my body and really just improve my physique and just feel better and become a better, me.
Yeah.
So because of that, I started weightlifting and I took it slow. I also was trying to get that six pack. Now I wasn't, overweight or anything. I was more skinny, but you could say I was even a little skinny fat. Like I wasn't fat, but I had just, just enough fat. Not that I was like overweight, but just enough fat covering my abs. And so my abs weren't really visible, and then I wasn't
Mhm.
really muscular. So I was trying to transform my physique to get more muscle, more strength, but also more definition in my,
Right.
abdominal area. And
Mm.
so over time and consistency, it definitely put me closer to that. And then I started feeling the confidence, the endorphins. I felt those right away. But the energy, the endorphins, and then later, the confidence and the visible results and progress from working
Mm.
out was huge. It was huge. Now, I'll be honest though, I wasn't exactly where I needed to be still because my diet or nutrition, I like to just say nutrition. A lot of people say diet. I like to say nutrition or, clean eating. So that wasn't really in check yet. I would work
Mhm.
out, but I would still eat almost anything I saw. I would still eat a lot of candy, a lot of Twizzlers. That was one of my guilty passions, actually.
Yeah.
Twizzlers and Sour Patch Kids and
Yeah.
Reese's, all those things that so many people fall victim to. But yeah, that was hard to phase out of my life too. I'm not gonna lie, because sugar is literally a drug. Sugar's its own
Mhm.
drug in its own self, and it's very addicting. It's very addicting, and I'm pretty sure it's more addicting than most drugs out there. There's been
Mm.
research that has shown that it can be just as or more addicting. So I was just really, really in a rough place there. I was trying to get off of the sugar. I was trying to step away from it. At the very least, I was trying to reduce it when,
Mhm.
my diet or my nutrition. And so over time, what I had to do was wean myself off. And what helped me, though, really get that encouragement to step away from all the unhealthy foods I was eating was research, just doing a lot of research on what is in our foods,
Yeah.
not just all the sugar that they, pump into our foods and even drinks, but researching all the ingredients. Because if you look at just the ingredients of a loaf of bread, literally there's like 50 plus ingredients on it. And I'll be honest, half of them, if not more, you cannot even pronounce. It's like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. If I can't even pronounce at least the half of these, it's probably not good for my body. It's probably not good to put in my body. If I can't pronounce it with my mouth, I shouldn't probably put it in my mouth. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I gotta just step away from all that. I can't be consuming all this, especially on a daily basis. I mean, that's just not going to work for my health. So that definitely gave me the encouragement and inspiration to step away from that. Also, I was diagnosed with a lot of, ADHD, OCD, other mental disorders. And I found out, it's crazy. It is crazy, but I found out that a lot of these artificial colors and flavors can lead to those things like ADHD,
Right. Right.
OCD, etc. And so I found out that the dyes like red number one, blue number two, like yellow number five, all these crazy dyes that they'll put
Hmm.
into, let's say, our drinks like Powerade, all these other drinks too, sodas. It has all these artificial dyes and colors that can actually lead to mental disorders, such
Mm.
as the ones I was facing. And a lot of that can be blamed from my nutrition. Obviously, hereditary can play a role in it, but a lot of the artificial dyes and flavors that can actually put a huge impact in how your
Hmm.
mind will later operate. So I found that out and I just realized, hey, I don't want to be on all these prescription medications that my doctors are putting me on now. And so when I made that change and I started to phase out of all those, unhealthy things I put in my body, I started to realize a shift in my energy, my sleep. I slept better. I also had more energy. In addition to that, I also didn't have the ADHD and OCD symptoms that I was having.
Hmm.
And it
Right.
just, at the very least, reduced dramatically. So
Hmm.
ever since I felt better, I've been more focused, I've been more confident, I've been better, I've been healthier. And
Yeah.
with that, it inspired me to want to change other people too for the better and help them with their personal and health goals.
Yeah. And doing that is really a behavior change. And so with a behavior change, you and I can tell them exactly what they need to do, why they need to do it, but they really have to feel that this is important to them, that it's
Exactly.
their goal. So that's again, that's why we have all those books out there that tells you what you should do, but not everybody is listening
Yeah,
to it, especially
sadly.
in the US. So let's talk about the biggest obstacle that you find as you work with others that you knew you also walked that way and had to overcome that obstacle. So as you work with people, what is usually the biggest obstacle that they have?
Yes, the biggest obstacle that I found working with any one client is really just them trying to break old habits and
Yeah.
get into new, better, and healthier habits. So it's usually in the realm of what they're eating and drinking, just like it was for me. It was hard. It was really difficult to put down, all that junk food, all those candies I had, all the soda I was drinking, and just a lot of that fried food I used to eat, all that junk food. It was hard to put down because it's so addicting. And your body craves more of it. When you have more of the same thing, your body just naturally craves more of
Right.
that, especially when there's sugar involved. So, really, just putting that down, at least phasing it out or reducing it, even, it's very difficult, knowing from personal experience, but also from a lot of clients I've had. They deal with that a
Yeah.
lot. So, that's been the biggest hurdle and the biggest obstacle, without a doubt, that I've had with clients. But really, just getting to that next level from there and trying to stay consistent can also be difficult for them. And then just have
Hmm.
that consistency to follow a healthy, eating plan and lifestyle with working
Yeah.
out.
So with my first child, I had pregnancy diabetes, if you will, easiest way to say what it was.
Yeah.
And so I had now somebody else that I was worried about in addition to my own health. For 9 months, I had to get rid of sugar, watch the carbs that I had because they go into sugar and all this. And this was in the 80s, and there weren't all of these wonderful tools, if you will, these foods that concentrate on that. I spent hours shopping for food because I had to read every label, like you were saying, looking for
Yeah.
things without os in the end of it or
Yeah.
something. But my point of this is that 9 months of me having to be disciplined, taking it slow, going to my doctor's office and crying, thinking, I don't know what to eat. I have to eat. And, but then after that 9 months, I think that's what really helped me in my later years to be able to be more disciplined when I needed to, because after, I guess, I kept my weight at, for my height, kind of probably low for a long time. And then I took a job where I had to be always healthy, always, all the time. And being so thin, I was not. And so I was not paying attention to my diet as much anymore. And so you had to will it back in, but you really have to almost take it slow, to be able to, okay, I'm not going to get rid of everything like I had to do for diabetes. Maybe I'll get rid of these 5 things, and then I'll get rid of these, and maybe I'll eat, when I'm hungry for sweet, I'll eat an apple or a Jello with no sugar in it,
Yeah.
just so that helps that, or the salt, how can I get rid of those? But I
Right.
think for people that think, just like quitting smoking, to quit it cold turkey is very, very difficult and frustrating. And so I'd love for your thoughts on that.
Definitely. It's very difficult to go cold turkey on any one thing, whether it's trying to quit alcohol, quit tobacco, quit smoking, whether it's chewing or smoking. And then even just to cut out, sugar or drugs if someone's a drug addict, like all those things, all those substances are very, very extremely difficult to cut out of anyone's life. I found the best way to do it, the best steps to take. Obviously, first and foremost, realize you have that, addiction. Don't overshadow it. Don't pretend like it's not there. That's sometimes the worst thing that someone will do automatically. They'll pretend they don't really have the addiction, thinking that's going to help the situation. It's not. So realizing that you have that addiction first and foremost and being honest with yourself. Number one. Number two, what I found is very important too and very effective to help with that is honestly weaning yourself off of it and finding a replacement that's healthier. Even if it's not the healthiest thing to replace it with, finding something that's even a little better and going from that to the next thing. So, for example, what you could do if you're addicted to sugar, you could have more artificial sweeteners. Not saying that's good either, but that's a better step in the right direction than just full blown all this added sugar that they pump in our foods and drinks. And then from there, the next step could be literally just having fruit and weaning yourself to having just more fruit, natural sugars, which is more fructose found in vegetables, especially in fruit. And that's honestly been a really huge step in the right direction. I found too that what's a really great sweetener to increase the taste of your foods and make it taste good, and even with your drinks, are, sweeteners that are more natural based, like stevia or stevia. And then also having monk fruit. Monk fruit extract is another great, additive that's
Mhm.
natural that can
Mhm.
actually flavor what you're eating, what you're drinking without any added sugar, without any artificial,
Yeah.
BS, basically. So that's
Yeah.
another great way of doing it. And I love it because you can actually have that in yogurt and make it taste good. Like literally, you could get plain yogurt and then just add in lemon fruit extract. You could add in monk fruit extract, and those will literally sweeten that yogurt naturally. Adding in cinnamon too is another
Mhm.
great way
Yeah.
of going away from just all that, conventional sugar that people put in their foods or already
Right.
have in their foods.
I know honey is also good because you just need a little drop to really sweeten it.
Oh yeah.
But when we talk about the fruit and vegetables to get your sugar too, it has that added benefit. A lot of them bring the fiber into our diet as well that
Yes.
oftentimes we're missing too. Um, so, those are great, great tips right there. So
Definitely.
you have worked with a lot of people. What has been really the most encouraging thing that you have found in coaching these people?
Yes. The most encouraging thing I've ever noticed and found working with any of the clients I've had. Honestly, I would have to say one of my clients, Pamela, she dropped 21 pounds in 2 months. And literally, she gained strength. She gained a little bit of muscle, but really toned up her midsection, toned up her arms, and honestly lost a lot of weight around her face. Looked just a lot more confident, radiated with
Mm,
confidence, positivity, happiness. And literally, I could just see her energy shift from where she was to where she is currently, and just seeing just the change in her emotions and on her face. It's crazy, the aura of her face. It was really
yeah.
neat because her family growing up had a lot of health problems, a lot of health issues. And so when she took that step, that step to actually change and transform her life with her body, her mind, she just felt so much better and looked a lot better. And I could see that confidence just change tenfold for the better.
Yeah.
So that was really impressive seeing that just in her life, and then being able to hear some of those daily things she did for work. Like she worked at a bowling alley. So seeing or hearing about the things she did at her work, where it was hard for her to pick up a bowling ball, but now she can literally pick one up with no problem and not even realize
Mm.
that she's really holding a bowling ball. She's gained so much strength and, yeah, so much confidence. It's been amazing working with her and seeing those changes over time, and then seeing her continue to make that progress along the way. Like that's been the most rewarding thing without a doubt. In general, is just seeing my clients make that change and transformation. But especially with her, it's been a huge, huge change. And I love every bit of it.
So we talked about the diet and how, you do get more energy. You get more energy, so then you really can sleep better.
Yes.
But talk to us a little bit about your recommendations for sleep, because I know for me, that was really key in being able to make a difference.
Yeah. Sleep is very important. If you don't have your sleep, you're not going to feel good, you're not going to look good. You'll actually age a lot more, a lot sooner, and it's really not good for your overall health, mentally, physically, emotionally. It can make you a lot more, prone to be depressed. It can also make it a lot easier to forget things and not really be, mentally all there. So honestly, to get your sleep, the best thing I found, number one, is really practice a consistent sleep schedule or routine. The worst thing that people can do and tend to do, sometimes not even realizing it, is they'll go to bed at a different time every night and they'll wake up at a different time every day. Or they might wake up at the same time every morning because of work, because they have to, but then they'll go to bed at different times. So basically, whatever you do, make sure that your sleep routine is the same every day, even on days that, it's like, let's say it's a weekend. A lot of people are tempted to sleep in. You can sleep in, but the problem is it's going to throw your schedule off, and then it's going to be harder to get back to that same schedule that you had before. So practicing that consistent sleep schedule is key. So if you go to sleep at 9, go to sleep at 9, and then wake up at 6 or 7, whatever it is, but stick to that. That's number one. Number two, what I found is very, very effective is literally just making sure that you cut caffeine by 2 p.m., if not earlier. Because when people don't cut caffeine early on in the day, that caffeine has a half-life and that can actually stick in your system and stay in your system throughout the day, actually leading up to the night, making it harder then to fall
Mm.
asleep and wind down. And another thing I found is working out, obviously. So working out, getting in the gym, even if it is just walking outside or doing some light activities outside, just doing some even light form of exercise, it'll give you energy for that time in the day, but then it'll actually relax you. It'll relax you for the nighttime to wind down and actually get into that slumber.
Mm.
And then another thing I found are taking supplements. So supplements such as melatonin that can work for some people. Now, with that being said, and from personal experience, it can make you groggy the next morning. So if you're going to have it, I would recommend you have a lower dosage of melatonin. And then another supplement that I found that's very helpful are, CBD and CBN gummies, or you could even take CBD oil. But basically, this is really a great combination because CBD relieves your mental anxiety. And then CBN is a great, part of a cannabinoid, which actually can help you relax and sleep better. So when you take them both together, it's a powerful combination. And I would recommend it. And if you do want to add a little melatonin with it, you can. But at least the CBD and CBN combo is a
Mhm.
great combo. And it will definitely relax you and help you sleep better. Not just help you sleep, but help you get that quality sleep. Because a lot of people don't understand that, you know, yes, it is about the quantity, but it's more so about the quality. Because if your
Right.
quality of sleep's not there, you can sleep 6, 7 hours, but if you're getting up, intermittently throughout the night, it's not so effective, and it's not going to be as powerful of a sleep. And then one other thing I got to add too, a lot of people tend to get up, throughout the night. Like I was saying, a lot of it can be to, have to go to the restroom. So what I recommend you do is eat earlier in the day. Eat your last meal earlier in the day, not too close to bedtime, and don't drink water or liquids too close to bedtime. Try to cut it really, at least I'd say 2 hours before bedtime. That way your body has enough time to digest it, and it can't really affect your sleep then.
Very good. I know one of the products that I have is to help your circadian rhythm get back in order. And so we have a
Yes.
chew that that you take at night. And the wonderful thing about it is that if you have to wake up, you can go right back to sleep and you don't wake up groggy in the morning, which is awesome.
Nice.
And it also helps you have more REM sleep, which is important too, having that deep sleep.
Oh yeah.
So time has flown by. I can't believe it. But let's see, one last rapid fire question. Um, okay. How do you, or what would you say is now for your health? Why is you at this age? Because I'm 66, so I'm way older than you are. Why is health the most important thing for you? Because I think a lot of people that are in their 30s and 40s think, they're Iron Man or something and they bulletproof.
Right.
But for you, why is it most important that at any age we should be aware of our health?
Definitely. So yeah, being 26, it sounds crazy because a lot of people don't realize that it's this important this early on. But I always say this, people start things too late, whether it's in
Mhm.
health or any other, related thing in life. Could be something career related or maybe something personal or relationship, whatever it is. But a lot of people start things too late in life. And that's
Mhm.
not to say that that's not good. I mean, it's good to at least do it,
They
period.
started.
Yeah, the fact that they at least started it. But I always encourage people to start as early as you can, though, especially when it's in regards to your health, because your health, I mean, not to sound cliche or anything, but your health is, in fact, wealth. If you're not healthy and if your health isn't there, then no amount of money is going to really matter by the end of the day. Because a lot of people are chasing money at my age, which, yes,
Yeah.
it's good to be ambitious. It's good to want to be successful financially, for sure. But if your health isn't there and you're not working on that, then by the time you might get there, it's not going to really be for much because your health is on the line. So
Yeah.
always make sure to take care of yourself early on because you can prevent a lot of diseases. You can prevent cancer. You can prevent by putting on mineral sunscreen because being in the sun, for example, is fine. But wearing that mineral sunscreen when you're out for longer than 20 minutes at a time is key because you're getting the
Mhm.
sun's benefits then, but you're not going to get the harmful rays and all that stuff to affect your
Right.
body and your skin. So doing
Mhm.
things like that, preventative things, and also making sure you know what you're eating, what you're drinking, because you don't want to be just another lab rat. You don't want to be just another person that's being, just ingested with all these toxic chemicals and all this
Mhm.
BS that's thrown into our foods and our drinks just because it makes it easier for them to put it on the market. That doesn't mean you should have it. So definitely be
Mhm.
more conscious and aware of what you're eating, what you're drinking, and then
Right.
making sure you're getting enough sleep too. Because a lot of people at my age, they don't really care about sleep.
No. Oh,
They
I
they
had
really
two
don't.
hours. I'm good.
Yeah, and then they'll just party, they'll do those things that are just, oh, another thing that's not good for your health is just drinking all this alcohol because all it's going to do Like for guys, for example, it can really just dramatically drop your testosterone. It can also
Mhm.
just affect your skin, the collagen on your skin, and break that down. And it can just make you look older because it dries up your skin from the inside out. And
Yeah.
so many things there, but basically just be aware of what you're eating, be aware of what you're drinking, and make sure you're doing that as early as you can on in your life. Make sure that you're
Mhm.
focusing on the quality, not the quantity only, but the quality of your sleep, and that you're getting to the gym, or at least you're working out at home. Doing just calisthenic workouts, it's better than nothing. And getting in just like some hike, maybe get a walk in around your neighborhood, whatever it takes, whatever it is. Just get some form of activity in your life that's even lightly physical. So
Yeah.
just do something for your health and make sure you do this early on. Because again, it's good to prevent all these illnesses and all these diseases that a lot of people
Mhm.
eventually get. So making sure to do this early on will literally make you live longer, and it will
Mhm.
prevent a lot of these things.
Yeah, I know for our weight management system, we say just move for 30 minutes. And, and if if you're thinking, well, I don't want to do weight training and or whatnot, if you're trying to lose weight, we always say, well, you need to do the aerobic kind of things where you're not really building muscle because muscle weighs more if you're trying to lose weight, but it also gets your heart healthy, which is really important for you. And then you can go ahead and do the weights and shape your body and all those kind of things. But that's important. I think too, it's also important for sleep and for eating to kind of journal for a little bit to understand. Because I think if you ask a lot of people, they say, oh, well, they go to sleep all the same time. And then all of a sudden, if you start to journal it, you see, oh no, wait, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not getting 9 or 10 hours of sleep. But and then also, like, when did you eat your meal last? Did you get 12 hours between last meal and first meal? And then the whole thing about the sugar, whenever I did weight management or medical weight loss, I had to journal everything I put in my mouth, everything I put in my mouth, not just my meals, the normal meals, like any snack, any candy, any drinks. And it's just really gives you
Yeah.
a great awareness, like, oh, that's why.
Oh yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, because we just don't think it's just almost like a habit. If you, as you were saying, that we take a snack here and don't even think that it counts.
Yeah. It keeps you on
Uh,
your feet.
yeah, yeah. You had a lot of great tips today. Thank you so much for finally getting on. And it's important now that I share your contact information with those that are just watching and listening. If you are just listening, you will hear me read the website information, but you can find everything on my YouTube channel, Vicki Nethling. Go ahead and subscribe to that, as well as my findyourleadershipconfidence.com. So Roman made it really easy for all of you. You should send him a thank you note. He has the same for most everywhere. So his website is romanfisherofficial.com. That's Roman Fischer, and Fisher has a C in it, Fischer, official.com, romanfisherofficial.com. And on Facebook, Instagram, it is Roman Fisher Official. YouTube is at Roman Fisher Official, and TikTok is the same, at Roman Fisher Official. And I am going to turn it over to Roman to tell you things that you can find on his website, resources that might help you in your journey to be a more healthier you, a better you, and also the areas of social media where he spends the most time so you can connect more readily with him, DM him, and maybe tell him how your progress is going with the things that you've done that he's recommended. So Roman, it's all for you.
Definitely. So I really spend a lot of my time mainly on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. YouTube occasionally, but for sure, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Out of those three, probably even more Facebook and Instagram. And then, of course, if you do want to check out my website, see more about me, learn more about me, and all the clients that I've helped with their testimonials and transformations, then you can actually find me at romanfisherofficial.com. And if you have any goals, you can work with me one-on-one.
Excellent. So again, you want to go to romanfisherofficial.com, or as he said, Instagram and Facebook to connect with him. Well, Roman, I enjoyed so much our conversation today. You know, there's so many areas that we could even spend more time on, focusing on certain parts of getting healthy at any age, as we said. So we're good examples of old and old and
Yes.
young, because it's 40 years between us. How about that? So I hope that people do check out your website so that they can start to live a better, healthier life. The U.S. is not a great example right
No.
now for being healthy, and so there has to be a revolution, and hopefully your work will help that take place. So as always, I remind everyone, life is a journey, and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Nettling, signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Nettling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.